All right, what's going on, guys? Okay, so today I'm going to kind of show you what I did in the last video with the 9 and the 21 EMA, but I'm going to show you how to use it again with trending stocks. Again, if you're using this software, you should be using all the stuff that I've been showing you how to do. That's how you use it. You get your support lines, your resistance lines, you know, you watch for those breakouts or your breakdowns. Then you get your recommendation and then you get your plays. I'm going to show you lately what I've been doing is I've been doing the trending stocks, and this has actually been working out really well for me. So again, we're in trending stocks, and for the sake of the video, I'm going to use SMCX. Oh, sorry, SMX. Sorry. We're going to use SMX. This one was insane today. It ran up 140%. I know somebody used this trending stocks and they made over $300 in profits today using this. So that was super cool. So let's go to the chart. All right, so I'm here on the charts. This is the SMX chart. And again, just like what I was saying in the previous video about using your 9 EMA, your 21 EMA, and your VWAP. Remember, if you're below the blue line is the VWAP. If you're below the blue line, you're bearish. If you're above it, you're bullish. Okay, so again, we can see here that this candle right here, it broke above the 9 EMA, or sorry, the 21 EMA, the 9 EMA, the VWAP, and it closed above it. Okay, so now what we can do is we can get our entry. This is your stop loss above the previous candle, which is, give or take around, what is that, $60 right there, which is the previous candle. We get our entry. So we're somewhere in here in this, $61 to $62 range. And you can see from there that we exploded. We exploded from there all the way up to, $117, almost a double. And then, we came back down to earth and we consolidated. Anytime I will say that, anytime you see this kind of consolidation right here, it's just kind of choppiness. It's hard to enter on a trade because you could have, maybe gotten this one right here and then had like a super tiny move. Okay, so when you see this like consolidation, it's just prices trading within a certain range. It's really hard to get your entries and your exits like that. So that's why you want to make sure that you want to see that breakthrough. So like all this right here is just noise. But once you saw that breakthrough, that's when you can get in. Again, same thing here. Look at all this choppiness from here. From here all the way, and then you can even extend this one. Oh shoot, sorry. You can even extend this one all the way, somewhere right here. Look at all that choppiness. You don't want to enter a trade like that. Okay, but once you saw this candle right here, once you saw this candle after this one, that's when it kind of showed you some more confirmation, like, ooh, there's some volume stepping in. There's some, the buyers are stepping in, and then we closed above it, and boom, we just rocketed all the way up there. Okay. And again, sometimes I will say, when you do, this is going to happen. When you get in an entry, you might get stopped out. I get stopped out all the time. It happens. That's trading. No one is 100%, right? But the goal is to learn these charts and get your entries as best as you can. And I shouldn't say I get stopped out all the time, but I make more money than I lose money is what I'm saying, and that's the whole goal, right? So I know people have already been using it, been making money off of it. I do this all the time. I made on the USAR. Real quick, I'll show you this USAR. I made some money on this one today. I got in somewhere. I forgot exactly where I went in. Oh yeah, look, I already look. There was my stop loss. Okay, so I got in. There was my stop loss. Around $14 ish. We broke above the VWAP 9 EMA, 21 EMA, and I got in somewhere on this candle right here. And look at that. Look at that. 1450 ish, all the way up to 1750. Now I didn't sell at 1750. I'm not going to say that I did. I sold. I don't even know where I sold. I think I sold at like $16. I think I sold when we like started to retest this. So like $100 and some dollars, something like that. But yeah, so that's what I do. And yeah, I hope you guys are using this. That's how you're supposed to use it, is using it with the software. Okay, guys? All right, that is basically it for this one. Again, what I'm doing, what I'm using a lot lately, like, I'm not gonna lie, this has been super helpful for me, even more than the get recommendations tab, if I'm being honest. This trending stocks thing is legit. So, again, you go in here, you find a stock. Now, I will say this, you don't want to over trade. Don't go in here and, okay, I'm gonna grab, 50 shares of this stock and 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 50 shares of that stock. You're not gonna do well if you do that. Come in here. Something that's helped me is that I've noticed that, like, in the mornings, it's the best to come in here and check what's on the list. Check what's on the list in the morning. I usually check it around anywhere from like 5 to 7 a.m. Mountain Time, so that would be 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. So I check it, and then I run to the charts, and then I'm trading pre-market, or I'll trade right at open or something like that. But like I said, I'm not trading 40 different stocks. I'm telling you, I promise you, I'm not even telling you, I'm promising you 100%, at some point you're going to get wrecked. You're going to get screwed, you're going to get wrecked, and you're going to blow up your account. So come on here, pick one stock. If you missed it, try another stock, and do that daily. And I promise you, you'll find yourself winning more than you're losing, as long as you have discipline, as long as you have patience, and as long as you are learning. If you're just getting a random entry and you're just saying, oh, it's on this list, I'm just going to buy 10 shares or 100 shares or 500 shares, you're going to get wrecked. But if you're using the 9 EMA, you're using the VWAP, you're using your stop loss, you're using the 21 EMA, you're using momentum. If it's on this list, it's got momentum. Okay, so I can't stress that enough. Okay, so again, if you're not if you're a beginner trader and you're not using the classes that I've put in here, I've put about 5 videos on charting. So if you're not using that, you need to use this software, because that's what's going to make you a ton of money, if you know what you're doing. Okay. Now, if you're an advanced trader and you're using the software, then I guess you got your own way of doing things, right? And that's cool too. But that's just my way. That's how I've been winning, and that's how I hope to continue to win. Okay, so that is all for this one. We will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, see you in the next one.